Hi, everybody, welcome. This is a relatively short sequence designed to help regulate the nervous system and create a sense of grounding and stability, safety and security. The only thing you need is a wall. You need to be able to push your feet into something that isn't going to move. So you might be able to get creative with a couch or something, but we definitely want something to press into. We'll begin lying on our backs in Shavasana. Close enough to the wall so that just your toe mounds and your toes connect to the wall. So if your heels connect to the wall as well, just scoot yourself a little bit away so that they don't. And you can let your arms rest at your sides and just push the toe mounds of one foot into the wall. Don't push yourself away. Push in without moving. If you're moving, you can grip the sides of your mat to keep yourself in place. So we're pushing toe mounds of one foot into the wall and pausing at the end range. Or when you feel a moderate sensation, and then relax that leg and do the same thing on the other side. Alternate a few times, and I'll be quiet now so that you can look and watch inwardly, notice where sensation is arising and what the quality of those sensations are. Last couple times each side, so the hips might be moving, you might be feeling something in the lower back. It's a simple, relatively easy movement, so we really want to attend to and become aware of the subtleties. And then let's plant the left foot. Make sure your right toe mounds can still connect to the wall. And bring your arms out to a T. Rock to the inner edge of your left foot. So the knee drops over to the right. And also try reaching the left knee toward the wall. So you push the left foot into the floor and the hip lifts up. And we reach the knee towards the wall. At the same time, so you can come in and out of that shape. If you've worked with me before, this is really common, this unwinding. As you rock to the inner edge of the foot, push your right toe mounds into the wall, toe mounds and toes. And then you can just relax that leg, keep the connection to the wall as left leg comes back to vertical. Couple more times on this side. And then as you finish that one, switch sides. Left toe mounds connect to the wall. Right foot is planted. Rock to the inner edge of the right foot, and as you do, push the inner edge of the foot into the ground. Knee goes to the left, but also away from you. So the right hip will lift off the ground. And then back to center. Working that same action with the right leg, push the left foot into the wall at the same time. at the end of that one, whenever it is for you. We'll go back to the first side, left foot planted, right toe mounds and toes meet the wall, and hands interlaced behind the head. Normally I have a blanket on top of my mat here. That would be a good idea, or you don't need your mat at all. You can just be on carpet. We want to be able to slide rather than stick. So I should have a blanket on top and just do the best I can. So we're doing the same thing we did before, but adding a side bend. So left foot is planted, side bend to the left. Nothing's lifting off the ground. We're just sliding and gliding, and then back to center. As you rock to the inner edge of the foot, left elbow slides toward that foot. Feel the compression, the contraction, the squeezing the left waist. You can also squeeze left glute if you want to work a little bit more, and then everything coming back to center. So as you side bend to the left, this whole right side is lengthening, foot pushing into the wall, right elbow reaching away from the wall. Find your rhythm a few more times, go slow. And once you're back to center, set up for the other side. Rock to the inner edge of the foot, push left foot into the wall, side bend to the right. Sliding back to center. Repeat. Right elbow slides toward right foot. Couple more times on this side. Once you're back to center, plant both feet about hip width apart. Hands are interlaced behind the head at the bottom of the skull. Inhale, press the arm bones down and exaggerate your lumbar curve. The pelvis stays on the ground. Exhale and curl up. Press the lower spine into the floor. Squeeze the elbows together. Elbows reach for the knees. Following your breath. Full breath in and long breath out. Let's open the jaw on the inhale like a big yawn. And you can let the jaw relax on the exhale. Next time you curl up, stay up and find like a little miniature tack side to side. Just like an inch or so to the right and then to the left. And then from here, we'll come down, bring your arms down, straighten your legs, Shavasana. Roll onto your side. Feet still connecting to the wall. Try to be straight here, no hip hinge. Hips are stacked. Head is heavy. Let's take hold of the top wrist. So arms straight. Tug a little bit for traction here. Let's plant the top foot behind the bottom leg, but keep the bottom foot at the wall and push that foot into the wall. Release the wrist. Hand can just rest comfortably out in front of you. Bend your bottom leg. Straighten your top leg so the foot connects to the wall at hip height. Make sure your hips are still stacked here, that you're not dropping back. And then push the foot into the wall. And then relax the leg, but keep the foot at the wall so the knee will bend a little bit. Let's try that a handful of times. So it's like we're pumping. Push the foot into the wall. Big toe mound, baby toe mound. Heel could root too into the wall. Notice how that changes sensation. So root, foot into the wall, hold at the end range for a little bit, and then relax. Try that a couple more times. And then at the end of that one, just roll onto your other side. Arms straight, legs straight to start. Hips stacked. Bottom foot connecting to the wall. Top foot plants behind the bottom leg. Tug on your wrist, top wrist for traction, and push the foot into the wall. Release the arm, hand can rest comfortably out in front of you. Bend your bottom leg and straighten your top leg. Foot is in line with the hip, toes point out in front of you, not up toward the ceiling, so no rotation. Should have mentioned that on the first side. Okay, push the foot into the wall. Notice which part of your foot is connecting to the wall. Try to even it out. And then relax. The knee will bend a little bit, but keep the foot connected to the wall. Try that a couple more times. Head is heavy. Last one. From here, roll onto your belly. Toe mounds connected to the wall. You can keep your head down for now. Relax the shoulders, forehead resting on the hands. And then we'll just alternate, so kind of a leg pumping, one foot, toe mounds primarily pressing into the wall, and then the other, that one leg can relax down while the other energizes into the wall. Alternate, go slow, don't just get it done, because it's probably kind of easy. Maybe it's not easy, but really tune in to what's arising. And then relax both legs for a moment. Feet are still at the wall. And we'll slide one foot up without lifting that hip. So it's a bit of a locust leg, everybody. Leg is straight. Push the toe mounds into the wall. Try pressing your pelvis down. You can still keep your head down. Press your pubic bone down. Squeeze your glutes and reach back into the wall. Let that leg release back down to the ground. And same thing, other side. Foot up the wall a bit. Locust. Keep that side of the pelvis down, not rotating away from it. Toes point down. Squeeze your glutes. Root the pubic bone into the floor and really reach back into the wall through the leg. Release the leg back down. Take hold of your elbows. They're a little bit, at least a little bit in front of the shoulders. We're coming up with the chest and the head. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Toe mounds pressing into the wall. Pubic bone rooting down into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. And then as you lower down, roll onto your back again. And plant your feet. Bring your hands to your thighs, up by the hips. So thumbs point in, fingers wrap around. See if you can get a good grip and just push your hands away. I think you're opening up hip creases a little bit. Push, push, push. Feet are on the ground, knees are bent. Just kind of moving the upper thighs a little bit away. And then slowly release. Notice what you notice. If you have time, stretch your legs out to take a few minutes of Shavasana. You know what they say, if you don't have time for 5 minutes of Shavasana, you need a 10-minute Shavasana. But whatever you need for yourself today, you can give that to yourself, maybe coming to sit for a few minutes of meditation instead of or after Shavasana. I thank you for joining me. Be at peace.